It's been a little while. Welcome back. This is Reef from VerdaVap, and I'm just dropping in to have a bit of a session with you, a bit of a hangout, and just give you a bit of a sort of update on sort of the goings on of VerdaVap, where we're at, where we're going, that kind of thing. But let's just start by getting this going here. Hope everyone's been doing well. Oh, not too much left in here. Should be enough. Hope everyone's been going well. I can't believe it's nearly Christmas. I literally, I was thinking about this last night. You can load more in it than that. Also, just treat this as a bit of a sort of, not how to use the VerdaVap, but I mean how I use the VerdaVap. The joy with these analog devices is you really can use them how you want, you know what I mean? Like if you want to do a lot of low temp and you just want to heat it low and sort of, just sip on it, you can do that. If you want to like extract it on one heat cycle, like you can do that. Anyway, so I usually put, I don't know, like half in, maybe less even, honestly. I don't compress it down or anything like that. But yeah, you don't want to fill it to the brim. If you've got VerdaVap 1.5, you don't want to fill it to the brim. Because if you do, the herb can push up against the screen here and you can combust easier. With the future revisions, VerdaVap 2.0 and onwards, there's a gap above this, so you can fill it to the brim and it won't ever press up against the... Anyway, you live and you learn. So, let's... I don't know if I've showed off a lot of this stuff on the channel either now. So this is the tabletop bong from bloody Canada. I love it. Thank you, Lee. Genuinely, this thing is so good, so good. And this is a little lighter that I've been toying with as well. So right, pretty cool. Just see that timer in the back that's set up there, ready to go. Just imagine that was on right now. Just imagine it was, being of use. It's convenient. I don't know. That's probably about good enough. It's also made out of copper. This thing here, I made this little bit. It's a cooling stand. So you heat it up and then you put it back on there to cool. Anyway, cheers, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Seriously. So, the idea with the VerdaVap, I wanted it to be an analog device that held its heat for a while. Before I made this thing, I had different analog devices that you heat up with a torch, and the big issue that I had was that I would, you would heat it up and then it would I'd be like, oh, like quickly take the drawer because it's going to be cold so quick. The idea with VerdaVap was to just kind of slow it down a little bit, and sort of be able to sort of sit there and have a bit of a session and just sort of go chill. But yeah, just right now the temperature is probably dipped below where it needs to be, but there's still a lot of heat in this. So I'm just going to pop him back on here and just heat it for, I'm just going to start this timer now for a reference for you guys. But whatever, probably like 5 more seconds. So I'll start it at 5 and we'll, an extra 5 seconds of heat. Then we'll be back in business. So, yeah, you can kind of play with it and you sort of step it up and sort of... I love having this bong with the whip here because it allows you to have like a visual indicator. Like you can just sit here and you can just see, like, once the vapor starts thinning out, maybe I'll give it a, heat for a few more seconds or whatever. you're not in a rush. You know what I mean? See, that's still vapor there. But very wispy. Again, you know, about, I don't know, 5 more seconds of heat, something like that. A little bit more. We're getting towards the tail end now. I can taste. Yeah, she's spent. It's got that, how do you describe it? Like like a, if you've ever smelt coffee roasting, yeah, similar to that smell. That's when you know she's getting at least pretty close to done. Let's have a little look. Now we'll just get a little pokey in there. Pokey. Yeah, there we go. So that's like pretty evenly roasted there. You know, if you want to, if you're coming from like, if you've been smoking bongs and like this is the vape you're grabbing to sort of replace that, you will heat it more aggressively, and you can get it like a dark. You can get it really dark. And it'll probably get you as closer to what you're used to with a bong, I would say. Or you can just kind of go low and just sort of sip on it slowly, and just until you're like, okay, the flavor is at the point where I would rather just, you know, reload it. That's kind of how I do it. But yeah, check this out. So this is something else I just wanted to show you. This is sort of where we're going for VerdaVap 2.0. Mind you, like, it's still going to have the same form factor with, you know, like with the handle like this, but we're just going to have this accessory, you know, is available to basically run it portably. This is plastic at the moment, clearly, but it's going to be metal. But the idea is it's just a condenser. And then you've got a wood. The wood is, right now, it's glued to this, but this will basically, the same with the VerdaVap, that this threads in and sandwiches the wood. And then basically you can align the air holes in the wood and the stem, or misalign it a little bit, or completely misalign it if you don't want any air going in. Yeah, and then you sort of just thread it in to sandwich the wood. And this will make it easier for makers to build their custom stems and all that as well. I've done the same with the handle on the VerdaVap 2.0, so you won't need to use glue, and you'll be able to interchange the wood on the handle. With the same concept of sort of like, I've got a screw on the end here, and you thread it in, it'll sandwich the wood. So for makers, it'll be maybe easier. Yeah. The mouthpiece again is going to be metal as well, same deal, stainless steel. The O-rings here, these are FKM O-rings, and the idea is it just thermally isolates the condenser tube in there from the mouthpiece. So when you're so you don't want this getting hot, because your lips are quite sensitive, right? So this just keeps the mouthpiece thermally isolated from the condenser tube that can get hot because it's got the vapor going through it. Yeah, there's more things coming as well. Like we've got like I've got a cap on the thing that like a silicon decapper. I'm super excited for that. That's going to be fun. It's kind of like a necessity. A lot of people have been, oh no, I was just going to reload this, but we are square out. RIP. RIP. Okay, I'm going to pause the video actually, and I'll be back. I'm getting some. Okay, alright, we're back. Okay, look at this fucking... Are you someone who saves the big one to the end? Because I am. I'm that guy. I saved the big one to the end. Alright, I forgot where we were, but I know we were reloading this and we're gonna have another little session. So, yeah, this is just a bit of a chill hangout session. I like the vibe. I like the vibe of this. It allows me to just get my thoughts out there in a bit more of a conversational way, as opposed to like it being like a kind of scripted type. You know what I mean? I don't know. This feels more like I'm just chit chatting to someone. As close to it as we can get, I guess. I really like this idea. I like this form of being able to, you know, heat the device up like this, because I know that the, you know, big massive butane torch handheld is a turn away for people. Not all people, you know. For me, I made this thing for myself, right? And I'm someone who just spends a lot of time in the garage, and I like flames. I like flames. I like big fire. So I really enjoy it, but I get why having a big jet would be a detractor for like someone in the house or whatever, you know. Of course, I've used this thing in bed sometimes, and I'm like, you know. So, but this is more, like approachable, I guess, and not needing to hold it, and it's like, you know, perfectly repeatable. I'm just gonna set it there, and like. It'd be nice if it had a thing where I could have a dial where I could go, set this for 5 seconds and it goes on for 5, or set this for like 25 seconds and it goes on for 25. Like mechanically, that would be so cool. If anyone wants one of these, this is by a company called Yocan, Yocan. I've been in contact with the manufacturer directly. Because I do want to make a custom, like this is a proof of concept, this thing, but I like it, and I want to make a not dodgy, you know, version of this. I want to have something that's a properly machined piece that attaches onto this, and I'm in contact with the manufacturer to see if they can make it easier for me, or if I really have to buy all these and do it all myself, you know, which changes the scope of the project a bit. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of this concept. I'm definitely going to be going down the induction heater route. But that's going to take more R&D. So this, I'm thinking, having some sort of attachment that I can physically design and get manufactured to mod onto this, and then I could just buy a few hundred of these things and then have an attachment for it. That could be like a fun holdover until the induction heater. So, again, 5 seconds, something like that. You kind of just play it by ear. go off the visual. See, I like this is the density of vapor that I like. I like it light because I will cough very easily. It's a peace. It is peaceful. There's a full ritual to it, and it's like a I don't know. It's kind of like a little meditation type thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you just got time, and it's just I like that it's I like the manualness of it. You know what I mean? Like it's a physical thing, and I don't know. Maybe I sound some people might vibe with that. Some people are probably like, what the fuck is this guy going on about? Like vapor dark, heat good. You know what I mean? It's like easy. It's just like manual. I don't know. There's something to it. There's a bit of a charm to it. I like it. It's fun. I should like it, of course. I made the friggin' thing, but you know. Guys, I'm really bloody excited for the future. I just want to say that. I want to thank you guys so much, seriously. Like, I haven't been keeping up to date, especially on YouTube. I've been like, yeah, new dad is my primary thing, and VerdaVap has just been my everything else. My all like literally don't have another job anymore. Like this is all I do. I do VerdaVap now, and full-time dad and VerdaVap, like, and then sleeping if I can. that's kind of the gist. And I've been at this for over a year now, and my next door neighbor's dog has been barking the entire year, constantly. But really, like, I've been at this for over a year, and it's crazy. Time really flies. Time really flies. I will say, making a product making something, you know, for yourself in your workshop at home is not the same as making it for hundreds and hundreds of people. I will say that. My background, I'm an engineer. That's what so like, sort of like, and I'm always thinking about shit, and constantly my mind's going. So like, thinking of the idea wasn't that difficult. Bringing it to life, yes, has had challenges. You guys who have been following along closely know that there's been challenges. But overall, it's been relatively smoothly. You know, like, it's gone relatively smoothly. But the biggest thing for me is, you know, actually turning this thing into a proper business that is, you know, it's like a company, you know, like more than one product, you know, marketing, freaking branding, bloody, you know, sales, you know, people management, all that shit. I don't know any of it, you know. I've been learning that. I've been spending so much time over the past few months, like reading books, like at like 1.6 times speed, and sometimes I'll read the books like twice just to make sure they sink in. Taking notes, you know, like really giving it my all to be able to bring my vision of VerdaVap and the ecosystem that I want to bring to life with VerdaVap. To be able to bring that to life, I need to be more than an engineer. I need to be everything. I need to do all the things, and I'm learning all the other things. And it's a challenge. It is. It is. It is. And it feels like you're not progressing as well, right? It feels like you're not progressing. But honestly, yeah, I just want to say everyone who's been, you know, I've been pretty slacking on like the social communications, like pretty well across the board. Instagram, I've been somewhat, you know, okay-ish on. So probably Instagram is a decent spot to follow if you want to be maybe a bit more in tune with what's going on, just because kind of it's the easiest to post on. But I do want to begin posting more on the other platforms and sort of just, yeah, it's just been crazy trying to like juggle being a dad and bringing this product to life, and then realizing that it can't just be a product, it has to be an ecosystem. And then for that to happen, there needs to be a company, because not one person can make that happen, really. You know, there's just a lot of learning. But you guys have been, whenever, like, the community feedback and encouragement, and, you know, I make a post and people are commenting on it. You know what I mean? I've never had that. I've never had like a thing where people are engaged, actively engaged in like what I'm working on. So it's like a huge motivator, and really a big, I can confidently say that if there wasn't a community behind this project, I would not have continued with it. Like, it wouldn't have even began, literally. Wouldn't have even begun. And now I've had like, I say over 10, but really I've had, I'm an idiot. In the early days, I'm gonna have to scour my emails. I didn't make a list, but I've had probably 15 or so distributors reach out to me over the literally just a year that I've been doing this, and a lot of it has been towards the latter, you know, more recently, which has been insane. So I've just been trying to figure out how do I supply distributors as well, you know what I mean? Like I'm working on all the packaging and like making sure the boxes are all professional and it's all legit, so I can supply distributors. Like there's so much that goes into it, more than just like making a thing, you know what I mean? Like that, like so much. And genuinely, like the amount of like it's like the amount of effort that goes into it in the beginning and the amount you get out is like I haven't made money with this at all, and I've put a year into it, and like I've got like a 1-year-old kid, like a 16-month-old kid. So like this is a crazy time in my life, and I've really taken the plunge here, and I can see that this is going to work. That, you know, I've got the support that you guys have shown me is like immense. The distributors is I like, wow, what I haven't reached out to anyone. These are people who have reached out to me on Instagram and over the emails and Reddit. Even I've had distributors reach out on Reddit, which is insane. Like literally all across on every continent now. I've had people show interest, like distributors. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, guys, I just wanted this to be a bit of a slower, just a chill sort of catch up, and sort of just a thank you and sort of update on sort of where we're at, where we're going. I didn't really go through the product ecosystem as much as I wanted to. I'll do that in another video, but I have more products that are going to that are all going to fit together, and they're going to, it's going to be an ecosystem. They're all going to, you know, the sum of their parts is going to be more than, you know, what's the word? Synergy. They're going to work well together. Anyway, guys, genuinely, thank you so much for hanging out and having a little session with me, and just following me on this crazy ride. It's been crazy so far, and really I really appreciate the support. Yeah, I just want to say, if you have something that you're like, I want to try do this thing, try do this thing. Like, take the plunge. Have a good one.